Hi, everyone. Today, we'll explore how different cultures understand the idea of the self. We'll compare Western and Eastern philosophies, look at Asian thought in detail, and finally, reflect on the Filipino self. Let's start by looking at why East and West even think differently about the self. But first, why do cultures even see the self differently? Eastern refers to Asia, while Western usually refers to Europe and North America. Geography plus history shape how we see ourselves. Because of differences in geography, culture, religion, and history, people from these regions developed different ways of seeing themselves and the world. That's why the concept of the self isn't universal. It's influenced by where we live and the traditions we grow up with. Think of Western and Eastern perspectives like wearing two different pairs of glasses. When you wear the Western glasses, you see the world focusing on yourself as an individual, your goals, your choices, your identity. The self is individual, separate and unique. But when you wear the Eastern glasses, you see the world focusing on connections, how you're linked to your family, friends, community, and even nature. Neither pair of glasses is better. They just let you see the self in different ways. Let's dig deeper into Eastern philosophies: Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism. Confucius believed that who you are depends on your relationships. You're a child, sibling, student, citizen. Your self grows when you respect others and maintain harmony. That's why a noble person, a Chun Tzu, lives not just for themselves but for their community. From harmony, let's move to balance and flow. Taoism. Taoism teaches that the self is not separate. It's part of the universe. Instead of strict rules, Taoism values balance, openness, and spontaneity. Imagine living like water, flexible, flowing, and in harmony with everything around you. Now let's look at Buddhism, which takes an even more radical view of the self. In Buddhism, the self is seen as an illusion. When we cling to desires or to our idea of me, we suffer. By letting go of these attachments, we move closer to enlightenment or nirvana, where suffering ends. So while Eastern thought emphasizes relationships, harmony, and even the absence of self, Western thought focuses more on the individual self. Western philosophy puts the spotlight on the self as independent. Thinkers like Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." Here, self is about personal identity, achievements, and standing out as an individual. Let's compare both side by side to see the differences clearly. See the contrast? Western thought sees the self as separate and independent. But where do us Filipinos stand in this East versus West distinction? As Filipinos, our idea of self is shaped by both Eastern and Western influences. We value family and community deeply, like in Bayanihan, but we also admire personal achievement and individuality. Depending on where you are in the Philippines, this balance may look different. In summary, Western thought focuses on the individual, while Eastern thought focuses on relationships and harmony. As Filipinos, our self is a blend, deeply social, yet also striving for individual achievement. Thanks for joining us in this exploration of the self. Until next time, keep reflecting on who you are, where you belong, and how your culture shapes you.